All right, Jonesy here with the head coach of the Toronto Raptors, Dwane Casey. And, Coach, you've been in this situation before with the Toronto Raptors on draft night, but here you are coming off of an extremely successful year. When you get in that room and you look at what you have, look at what you want to have, does it change at all based upon the way the team played this past season when you look to formulate next season?
No, again, it's always an exciting time now, but it doesn't really change. We still are in a growing process, growing stage of our program. Whoever we bring in is going to add to that. You know, some guys will take a little bit longer to step in and help us. But, again, you're bringing in a group of guys or a guy right behind the guys we have to kind of push them, keep them in the development mode to ready to step in and help us. You know, you just watch the growth of DeMar DeRozan, the growth he's had, Terrence Ross, the growth he's had, Jonas Valanciunas, the growth he's had. We've kind of, you know, had those guys in stages. So this is another phase of that growth process. And, you know, this is a good crop that's coming through, possibility to get a good guy that will be in that next phase of players we have coming through.
You know, certainly this time of year for a young team like the Toronto Raptors, there's always, when you look at the team, internal growth. And I would imagine that you're monitoring the situation there. When you look at the guys that you have under contract, are you pleased with how things are going?
No question. Guys right now are working all over the country. You know, DeMar, we have probably about 4 or 5 guys in L.A. Jesse Mermis is living in L.A. this summer. You know, Bill Bano is in different parts of the world. He went over to Jonas's wedding, working with Jonas over there. Jonas spent a week at the University of Oregon working with their track and field coach, learning how to run to be more efficient runner. He and Terrence Ross, I was up there with them. So we've got guys working, and what the taste that the playoffs gave us, Matt, is unbelievable. The guys have a taste of that in their mouth. They're hungry. They're working at a higher level this summer than they did last year because they know how hard they have to work, the physicality, the intensity that you have to play with in the playoffs, and they're working at that level right now in the summer.
You know, you can talk about it. We talked about this. You can talk about it all you want as a head coach, trying to explain to your players what it's about. But until they get that taste, you really don't know.
That's no question, man. And that's where the guys are. They didn't realize how physical, especially a guy like Terrence Ross. He had no clue the intensity, the high level. DeMar went through it in game 1, but he adjusted and came through with flying colors after that. Jonas is funny. He started out like game busters, and then he realized what the moment was about, and he kind of, you know, fizzled. But again, you expect that out of young players, second-year guys. So now that they have that taste, the sky's the limit for them. But again, the intensity they're working with this summer is off the charts, and that's the benefit and the plus of going through the playoffs the way they did this year.
Dwane, I know this is certainly draft night, and sometimes not everything that you want to have happen on draft night goes that way. But when you look at a wish list for this team to take it to that next level, I think, you know, when you look back, I think the playoff probably allows you to sit back and say, you know what, I knew that, and now I really know it. And now the organization may know. You know, what positions would be on that list of, hey, this is a wish list, this is where we need to kind of go?
Well, you know, one thing we need is a wing defender, length at the wing position. We need passing, whatever the position that is, and you can always need shooting. But again, a guy that can defend the wing position and kind of get DeMar in a comfort level, in a comfort area at the 2 position, where he's not wrestling with 240, 235 pound guys at that position. I thought he wore down as the year went on, so he can get back to his natural position a little bit. That position is there. Again, you can wish, want. It's like Christmas. You can wish for it, but those are the guys we're eyeing. You know, possibly a third point guard is another possibility that you look for. Again, you know, Masai's, those guys have done a great job. We were here last night till 1 o'clock in the morning. Those guys are ultra prepared, smart. They're going through all the phases, all the scenarios. So they're prepared of different players. So we're going to take the best player available at that position. But again, our wants and needs are a little bit of everything, as a coach would say.
You know, you have been in this league for so long. You've been a coach, you know, clearly you go back to when you won it all in the late 70s, 79, I believe it was, 78, 79 with Kentucky. And then you enter, obviously, the coaching ranks. And everybody always talks about a draft class. And I think back at 2003. And then I think people forget about 84. 1984, you know, when you think about Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley and Hakeem Olajuwon going #1. And then, you know, obviously, when you look to the 90s, there's also a class in there. Do you have a sense, you've seen a lot of players, do you have a sense that this one has what everybody's been talking about, or is it, again, one of those situations, let's just wait and see?
I think you hit it on the head, Matt. I think when it's all said and done, this class has the potential, you know, again, potential of having the talent of some of those classes. You know, the players that are coming through at every position. You got athleticism, you got size, you got strength, you got interior players, you have point guards, you have shooting, you have everything that you need that are at a high level, at a very elite level in this class. Again, potential. You know, the tough thing about rookies is stepping in the regular season game and winning the game for you, and then then asking them to take you to a playoff series is very difficult. But again, when it's all said and done, when the history books are written, I think this class has the potential of being that elite class.
Dwane, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate all the best tonight. I know you got to get back in the room, so I appreciate this precious time.
Buddy. Okay, buddy.
All right, Dwane Casey, head coach of the Toronto Raptors. Let's send it back to you, Jonesy.